This presentation is all about industrial automation software products and solutions developed by DreamSoft. DreamSoft started its journey in the year of around 2000. And when the journey started, DreamSoft was kind of into multiple solutions. So we started with websites, we started with basic inventory management packages, we did web hostings, we did customized projects, and along the way, as we grew, we came across clients who started giving us opportunities to work in the area of industrial automation softwares. Now, this area of industrial automation software is a very niche area, wherein in order to even understand, you need to have all the terminologies understanding of the different aspects of industrial automation. Industrial automation is also multifaceted vertical industry where you find pharmaceuticals, you find chemicals, you find automotive, you have specialized chemicals, you have manufacturing domain, you have heat treatment, that is furnace domain. But as per the clients association that we had at that time, we kind of started working on data logging, that is machine interface applications. And from this point onwards, our journey started. Along the way till 2019, a lot of things happened, but our major focus area was on the customization. That means whatever the clients required, we understood that requirement and delivered it as a customized application. But come 2019, and we sat down and had a discussion that we should try and develop some product wherein if that product is picked up by the client should be able to do own its own into multiple segments of application. So what to do? So we focused on certain things like we focused on reporting, that is industrial reporting application. We focused on data logging applications. We focused on uh, machine interface application, which is actually another word for data logging application. And behind all this was the regulated or the regulation required industry, which is the pharma and life science industry, wherein 21 CFR Part 11 is a major regulation which one needs to follow when you develop customized or solution or products. And because of our experience of so many years, we had mastered that particular regulatory protocols for software. So we decided to first focus on our existing automation software system integrators and offering them our ready tool uh, in comparison with the customized reports which we were giving, and also to develop some base ready application. That is where the journey started. And here we are with a bunch of products and solutions meant for industrial automation software products and solutions. Talking about this, we branded one name called Zelenka. And today, Zelenka has four different types of applications come utilities. One is industrial reporting application. One is Zelenka's user management, then alarm management, and then backup, truncate, and restore, that is BTR application. We will be taking you through the details of all these four applications come utilities. Insight Acquisition System is a marketing name for data logging application, and specifically data logging as in a continuous manner or in a batch manner. In a continuous manner, there are OEMs who manufacture uh, stability chambers, humidity chambers, ovens, uh, low temperature refrigerations, coolers, cold rooms. In all these devices, some electronic components are required, which will do the controlling of the various environmental parameters. And when they give out to the end client, who are generally pharmaceutical industries, then they have to give one application, that is data logging application, along with the features of part 21 CFR, which are embedded in that application. So these two IAS, which is one is for the continuous and one is for the batch, are the uh, base ready applications which are which can be offered to OEM, and the batch data logging applications are typically for autoclaves. So these are the second verticals of the products. And last is IoT and MIS applications. IoT and MIS are typically customized in nature, and depending upon the client's requirements and our analysis, we offer the best applicable solution to the client. Now let us zoom on the product-wise segment, that is Zelenka's reporting solution, which we call it as a low-code, no-code application. And it is basically a configurator-based reporting solution for industrial automation projects. Now, when you say configurator-based, that means the system integrator to whom we are going to give this application can self-design the reports. So it has a configurator inbuilt in which he or she or their engineers can easily design, map, and activate the reports. But these are not commercial reports, these are industrial reports. So they have specific nomenclature, they have specific formats, they have specific database integrations. There are some specific industrial databases which we talk to. So these I will explain in the further slides. Talking about Zelenka, it is a simple user interface, no code, low code reporting application. It is available in browser as well as desktop mode as a viewer. But configurator is a desktop based configurator. It has got two additional very important modules which are optional to the system integrator, which is auto reports generation. That means you can set up one or multiple reports for auto generation depending upon the configurations which you have saved. Example के तौर पे, if you want to have a daily report, then you can set up in the configurator that I want to have every day a daily report getting generated and saved in a particular location, or I want every day one report to be generated and sent it to so many email addresses by email. That can be done in Zelenka. So every day at a particular time, the report generator gets fired from the background. It generates that report file and sends it to the user or saves it in a particular location. So that is called as auto report generation, which is driven by the Windows scheduler, which is there in our Windows operating system. E-signature with 3 levels of authorizations. Now this is another optional module which is especially used by pharma and life science as well as biotech companies, and I will explain e-signature in detail in my further presentations. So configurator based report designing and mapping. Now what is mapping? When you design a report, let's say you design a report with 5 different columns. Each column you have to map with the corresponding database variable. Now the database can be a normal database like MS SQL Server, or it can be an industrial database like WinCC database or Rockwell database or Snyder database, etc. So that is called mapping. So you can do designing also, you can do mapping also. Download from our Zelenka's website, install, configure, design, map, and activate. These are the 6 simple steps in which anybody, anyone from a basic background can work, and following these 6 steps, and after learning Zelenka, they can also design and map the reports. Training and support is provided by our team, that is DreamSoft team, to the system integrators. Report tags range based commercials with optional modules. So whatever number of tags that you use in the reports, now understand one thing, that SCADA as a software has hundreds or thousands of tags in which they do the monitoring tags. They have they save all these information from the process automation project. But when you come to reporting, at that time, only the tags we count are the tags which are present on the report. So we say unique tags, and that too range based. That means if you are using up to 10 tags, then there is a particular commercial. If you are using up to 20 tags, then there is a particular commercial. So as you increase the number of tags right up to 500 and then unlimited, there is a incremental of commercials, which we have to explain to the client properly. And optional modules, so the scheduler module, this e-signature module, they are all having separate commercials because they are not used in all projects, they are only used in few projects. Now talking about Zelenka's inbuilt backend data engines, pre-connected. That means any application which is meant for reporting has to come with pre-integrated backend interfaces. So we have MS SQL, MS Access, Delta V, which is the DCS of Emerson, Plant Historian, which is a terminology, but AutomSoft's Rapid Historian we have successfully integrated. Schneider Electric's SCADA, which has a SQL data logging, we have integrated that. WinCC and Siemens PCS7, these are both industrial platforms from Siemens that we have integrated. Rockwell's Factory Talk Automation, Honeywell SCADA, but only via OPC HDA. That means Honeywell Historian we have integrated. GE SCADA, GE iFlix SCADA we have integrated. CSV files and HMI. That means if your HMI is generating CSV files with data on a periodic basis and saving them on a particular location, then we can read those CSV files. We can bring them to the particular location. We can dump the data from CSV file into a localized database to create the reports. Similarly, if you have HMI with an FTP facility, then we can connect to that HMI via FTP protocol, and we can bring the data, save it into a localized database and create a reporting. But bring the data will be on a periodic basis. So it will append the database as the time goes by. Last but not the least, OPC HDA. OPC HDA is pre-integrated, and we can use this, for the for like a historian data. So all these databases are pre-integrated. If customer says that I have a different kind of a database, we need to analyze it, and we need to run a R&D cycle so that we can integrate that particular industrial database and we can bring the data into Zelenka. So if somebody has to connect to SQL or MS Access or all these databases, they have to just write connection strings on the form, and the database will be connected automatically. They don't have to do any programming. Now, why we have to connect the database is because the data logging happens in that particular database by the system integrator. We as a DreamSoft or we as a Zelenka, we will not be involved in doing the data logging. So that is why we say that all these industrial databases, wherever in the network they are pre-integrated. We just write a string to attach them. Now, after do we do that, what kind of reports we can prepare in the Zelenka? We can have batch reports, we can have data log reports, shift reports, we can have alarm and audit reports, MKT, that is mean kinetic temperature reports, trend, that is graphical reports. You have to emphasize that we have graphical report uh, in Zelenka, which you can design with data log report or independently, because there are many reporting applications that allows the graphical reports only to be created independently and not along with the data log reports. So we have to emphasize this fact. Split data reports. Now, what is a split data? So if you have data, that is columns, to be presented in a report, which is in number, it is let's say 20 columns. Now in industries, generally they follow A4 paper size. And even if it is a landscape A4, you cannot fit those 20 columns on an A4 paper. So what we do is we have properties like a control, and we give properties like first page, there should be 8 columns. Second page, there should be 8 columns. Third page, there should be 4 columns. Likewise, 20 columns will be printed in a splitted nature over 3 pages. And from the fourth page, the remaining data of the first page will print. On the fifth page, the remaining data of the second page will print, and so on and so forth. So that mechanism, we call it as a split data reports. Our reports are 75 to 80% land in pharma machinery and water related to pharma reports. So we have OEMs and system integrators who are extensively working in regulated industry, pharma, biotech, life sciences, where reporting is a critical requirement. And that's where we give them this Zelenka, and Zelenka is given as a advanced reporting tool with a mileage of creating reports on their own, and with a flexibility of sitting with the client and changing the report on their own using the configurator, so that their deployment time decreases and their client gets satisfied with the reporting format. That is the purpose of creating all these reporting formats. Now, all these reporting formats names are basically industrial reports, you can say. Now, we have successfully implemented Zelenka reports in pharmaceutical and biotech, process automation, chemical, water industries related to pharma, life sciences, cement, power generation and distribution, manufacturing, heat treatment, BAS, BMS, that is building management systems, energy management systems. We have very good reporting. It is currently not in Zelenka, but it will come in future. So we have to always mention as energy management systems, packaging, fertilizer industry, and other industries. And let me tell you that we have started exploring new industries like specialty chemicals, petrochemicals, uh, uh, manufacturing, apart from regulated industries, through our system integrators and OEMs. So whenever you talk to any system integrators, whenever they give some requirements, always try and check which domain the Zelenka is going to, or for which domain he has queried for Zelenka. From that, you will come to know where all our Zelenka can travel. Now, coming to silent features of reporting solution, as explained, configurator-based application which anybody can design. Options to view reports from multiple operator workstation. Now, OWS is a term which is generally used in industries. So you have to use this term, which is basically a parallel viewer, mainly a viewer of the reports. Options to format text, numbers with color, size, and image upload. Image upload means the logo of system integrator and the logo of the end client. Easy to integrate with SCADA. That means on the SCADA page only, there will be a button created by them, and that button click will invoke our reporting viewer. So the end client will not feel that they have gone out of that environment to for the report viewer. They will feel that the report viewer is inside SCADA. That is why I say easy to integrate with SCADA. Allows customized queries to be written. Single report template with multiple data sources. So you in a single report, you can connect to MS SQL, you can connect to OPC HDA, you can connect to some other databases. So you can have multiple data sources. Single report template can be mapped to multiple equipments or reactors having similar format, which reduces the designing time. So always I give this example that if I am making one report of temperature and humidity for one particular room, that is room number 1, then I will take up the reporting and I will say date and time, uh, temperature and humidity, and I will plot the report. But what if I have 100 rooms to plot? So at that time, my report format will remain same, but my temperature and humidity parameters, that is columns, will be mapped with 100 rooms tags, that is 200 number of tags. And when I view the report from front end, I will select the room number, that is room 1 to room 100. I'll select a particular room number and I will give from and to date and time, and I will view the report, and that report will be shown with respect to that room number which I have selected from the drop down. So you design one report template and you can view the data of 100 rooms basically. So this we need to explain to the customer. So SIs. Excel import utility for tag mapping. So we have inbuilt Excel import where you can import all the tags, and you can have the tags which used for mapping. Configurable add-on manual entry fields on report viewer. So on report viewer, if you want to have some additional text boxes, additional combo boxes, radio buttons, then you can have it because the report viewer is completely configurable. You can type in something. The Zelenka will not store anything that you type, but it will print on the report. Configurable report viewer, as I explained, one configurator and one viewer will be given per download. When you download Zelenka, you get one configurator and you get one viewer. If you want additional viewer, then there is a commercial for it. Now coming to the optional modules, the first module is e-signature module. Up to 2 or 3 levels of authorization. E-signature means nothing but electronic signature, or another word for authorization. So when I make one report and I want that 2 people should authorize that report, one is at level 1, second is at level 2. So these two will authorize the report, then only that report will be live. So if you compare with the daily situations, then let's say a person who is at the reception prepares some letter, and that letter is given first to the manager. Then manager reads the letter and he says, okay, he signs it at level 1. Then it is given to the higher level of the manager. Then the higher level of the manager signs it at level 2. And then the receptionist can actually send that letter outside to the client. In a similar manner, electronic signature is nothing but authorizations. And in pharma industry, they say that whatever process data that you have generated, please make a report and view it properly first. And after viewing, two or three levels of the responsible users should authorize that data, because tomorrow if the process data is not proper, then in pharmaceutical industries, they are manufacturing drugs, liquid drugs, powdered drugs, vaccines, injectables, which eventually go into a human body. And if for God's sake, if the process parameters during the productions are not maintained properly, and the reports do not show the proper values, and without checking if the production lot goes to the market, to the medical stores somewhere, and people start consuming those medicines, then you can imagine what will happen. So the regulator, which is the FDA in India, US FDA in US and Canada, these regulators, they have insisted that after the reports are, I'm sorry, after the process is done with, you have to view the report and approve the report by two or three levels, and then only the report files will be made live. Otherwise, it is as good as the process has not been authorized, and stock that stock of production which is produced is not allowed to go any further to the medical stores or to the in the hands of the users. So we have introduced two or three levels of e-signatures which are already integrated as a module in the reports. E-signature log is maintained. That means you have to make a log who has done what. E-signature users to be mapped with SCADA users. Date and timestamp with user ID and comments are displayed in the reports. Auto saving of report with proper view of the e-signature by all levels, and report will not be made live until all the levels complete the e-signature process. E-signature is part of 21 CFR uh, part 11 compliant process. And below we have given the example of e-signature on a report. Scheduler module with auto reports generation. That is, if you want your one or multiple reports to be auto generated and then auto saved or emailed to specific users, then you can go for this module. You can have scheduler frequencies like daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and multiple reports can be put into scheduling, and reports scheduled can be emailed to the users or saved in a particular location. Report outputs are in either in non-editable PDF or in Excel. But please understand that Excel has some limitations in designing. So whenever client sends you any Excel formats, we have to get it properly, discussed and viewed whether that format what he is sending is achievable or not. Multiple operator workstation viewing licenses. Data is accessible from company network and multiple workstations. Add-on custom layer possibility. That means if there are situations when you meet a new system integrator and the system integrator demands something which is not yet still present in Zelenka, then some additional custom layer needs to be made for that project, which is possible here. And the configurator of Zelenka uses SQLite as the database. This is a typical application architecture where top is the SCADA server where Zelenka report configurator and viewer applications are loaded. Below it is the TCP/IP network or intranet of the client. And in intranet, you find multiple operator workstations where Zelenka report viewer will be loaded. The viewer's source will be the SCADA server. So all these OWS 1 to 6 viewer will be able to view the same reports using the same SCADA server's data. This is a system architecture where top layer is the SCADA layer, second layer is the source data layer or example database OPC historian. Third layer is the Zelenka's data layer, which is invisible or which is for the connect. The fourth is the Zelenka's reporting interface. Please remember that when we have electronic signature module, then we will create one MS SQL database for log of the electronic signature data, and we will create it at the SCADA server, on the SCADA server. Again, a SCADA network and multiple nodes are connected. Please also remember that Zelenka does not do any data logging unless we make a special module in some projects. The data logging is always done by the system integrator in a particular industrial environment. This is the dashboard or the home screen for the configurator, where you can get menus. You have Zelenka logo there. You have the username who has logged in. You have the status, whether Zelenka is a licensed or unlicensed. While you download, it is unlicensed. Product code, which is basically related to what all selections that you make, that is number of tags, number of viewing licenses, optional modules. Then the product code will be formed. Tag statuses, that is out of how many tags that you have selected, how many tags have been used so far, basically. So this is the front end or the dashboard of Zelenka configurator. In configurator, we design the reports, we map the reports, we activate the reports, and we can configure the Zelenka viewer from this configurator. Now, configurator has multiple modules and screens. This is the report configurator screen where you can define report name, report alias, report code, type of the report, whether it is there is a graph along with it or not, what are the page size, orientation, that is landscape or portrait, different margins, that is left, right, top and bottom margins, system mapping or products settings, that is additional products or additional system mappings, report serial number, activate or non-activation status of the report, and whether multiple units are applicable or not. These are the part of configurations in the report definition. Now, the sections or canvas-based report design. Now, Zelenka works on canvas-based design. That is, there is one blank canvas comes up to the user in which there are several sections. Now, these sections, namely, as you can see, they are page header, left page header, page left header, page right header, report header, data section, report footer, page footer, and preview. Whatever you design in page header, that will be repeated on all the pages in the header section. Whatever you design in the page left header will repeat on all pages as the left header section. That means the vertical line, as you see in the presentation on your left hand side, that kind of a line can come where text or variables can be part of that line, and that line can get repeated on the every left hand side of the pages of the report. Page right header, which will repeat on all the pages as right header section. Report header, which will display the data at the report start. Data section, which will display the data for log section and data section. Report footer, that means it will display the data on last page of the report. And page footer means it will repeat all the data on all pages as a footer section. That means it can be like It can be a page number, or some down some uh, some kind of a statement or something, standard statement. This can go on the page footer. So in short, whatever canvas that you select, the report output will behave according to that particular section. And in order to draw different things on the canvas in a particular section, you have got these tables, and then you can assign properties. Now, Zelenka also comes up with predefined drag and drop table structures or controls. So you have a standard table, you have data table, you have pivot table, summary table, split data table, and MKT table. These are drag and drop components, and as their name suggests, once you drag and drop them, there you will have to assign properties, and then they will act according to their names. Specifically, data table, where as you design the table and when you pass on the from date and time and to date and time, it will grow along with that. Summary table, which is used to display the data log with summary options at the bottom, or at the bottom of the column, or at the end of the column, like sum, mean, max, average, etc. Split data, as I explained you, and MKT table is the mean kinetic temperature, value of the column with deviation it will bring in. So these are the different predefined drag and drop table structures which you can use. These are the standard table design given in a particular report header section. Data table design, in data section. In the first row, you can see the tags. I'm sorry, the labels. In the second row, you can see all the different tags. You can give various cell properties. You can give various table properties. There are multiple shortcuts available which you can define, so that your time of designing the reports will be lower. Tag properties can be given. Tag formulas can be written, like 0 है तो off दिखाओ, 1 है तो on दिखाओ. Compare the two tags. Change the font into bold or italics or something. Report screen or viewer configurator. So as I explained earlier, you can have multiple add-on fields. You can do the validations of the data. You can do the color and label changing of the viewer, and you can design the complete report viewer along with the logo upload and everything. And this is after you do all these things. This is a desktop viewer which comes up, where on the left hand side you can see multiple sections like alarm reports, audit reports, batch reports, e-signature log, approver log, manager log, close. These are also configurable. Text can change, colors can change. The components on the form can change. Structure of batch number is shown here. So, unique batch numbers will be populated in that combo. Moment to select a particular batch number, the start and end time of the batch will be displayed. Then there is a log interval field given. So even if you do data logging in 1 seconds, but you can view the reports in 1 or multiple minutes or multiple seconds. This feature is given from the Zelenka's side, basically. This is the another utility reports example where the fields have reduced and the colors have changed. So in batch reports it was something else, and in utility reports it is something different. This is the browser based report viewer. This is how it looks like. Then some typical report examples. This is a process report with e-signature. These are the utility parameters report. These are the environmental parameters reports where formulas are applied. If the range goes above or below this number, then they are shown in red. Then mean, max, and average values are calculated at the end of the report. Graphical reports are there. Alarm and audit reports are there. So this is all about Zelenka reporting application.